MG in Neyland. And well, Tom and I are very, very pleased to be able to announce we have got Nigel and Dave joining us this morning from HaverShed. A very good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. This has come about because tomorrow is UK Men's Day. And Dave and Nigel, I met you at this Feed the Community event that the councillors, Randall Thomas Turner, have been putting together in Haverhub. And you've been there in the corner. And it got me thinking about, with it being November and Movember, men's health and men getting together, particularly once they get past a certain age, it gets a bit difficult for us. And you're providing that space that can allow men to carry on talking and to carry on carrying out their crafts and their hobbies. So give us a bit of an introduction. Who are you, first of all?
I'm Nigel Rigdon. Been in Haverfordwest since 1977, but originally a Pembroke Dock boy.
A Pembroke Dock boy. And over to you, Dave.
I'm David Mills. I live just outside of Michelahog. Been here since 1974 and chairman of the Men's Shed Haverfordwest. I'm loving it. We haven't been going for quite 2 years. Looking forward to all the magical stuff that's coming. That's a seasonal thing, that, isn't it?
I love that. You mentioned your chairman. It's not 2 years. Were you there from the inception? Give us a bit of an overview as to the HaverShed.
Well, how it started for me was from the very beginning, after COVID, after all that nonsense. What happened was I was walking past Have a Hub, and there was a poster in the window saying about a men's talking circle. And I thought, right, that makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, that does, so I'm going to do it. So I went, and about a year later, as going every week, I was asked to host it. And again, pushing them boundaries, felt uncomfortable, an alarm going. So I thought, go towards the alarm. So I said yes, without thinking about it. And getting to know guys who came to the Men's Talking Circle, we got together and somebody had a suggestion, Luke it was, to start a men's shed. That's how it started. We were meeting in Witherspoons around it. Coffees, of course, not.
Of course.
Honest. And but that's where it started. So that was almost, January coming, 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Nigel, when did you stumble across the HaverShed?
Well, I've been part of Men's Shed since before COVID, but I've moved a couple of times. So I was in the Rhondda originally in Porth, and then my stay in a very big men's shed called Cairo Men's Shed, and moved back to Haverfordwest last year and joined the Men's Shed down here in September last year.
Yeah.
And you've got your own home now for the Men's Shed. Tell us where it is and when's it on, and then we can find out exactly what you're all about.
Well, we're actually in the old Printworks, which is just around the corner from Poundland off the Castle Square. It's called the Pink Palace for some reason, but it certainly is no palace. And there's actually a bit of green and pink on it now, because it hasn't been painted for quite a long time.
It'll be one of the projects for the HaverShed.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
We're open on a Wednesday morning from 11 till 4, and on a Saturday we're open generally most weeks from 11 till 2.
Yeah. And David, very different to a talking circle, which is a very deliberate thing of, right, let's get together and let's talk. And you might talk about sport, you might talk about family, you might talk about, I don't want to cast assuasions, but retirement and being a little bit older.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you've gone from a circle into a workshop. So give us a flavour as to what the HaverShed is and what's in it and how people can, what they can find there.
Well, officially, it's advertised as a safe place for men. 18 plus. The contents of it we're building all the time. At the moment, what we've got is a brilliant workshop, a little bit messy, but we're working on it. The tools are there. The community are brilliant. They donate lots of things. In fact, too much, because a lot of the time we haven't got the space, but we're working on that as well. Because if somebody offers you something, you don't want to turn it down.
No.
Because that could be a break in the ice thing. One thing I've got to say, it's a bit humorous, is it's not, we get approached a lot by females, and they're in a relationship, married, or just a partner, there's two ways a female will approach us, and they'll say, right, my husband's retired and he's lost his way and I'm very worried about him, and she cares, she loves her partner. So that's one way. The other way is my partner's retired and he's getting under my feet. I want to get him out. But we've got a coffee area there, a microwave. You can do jigsaws, dominoes, darts. There's a snug room that's warm. We're hoping to bring the men's talking circle to the snug room, and that's in the process of happening, which will be absolutely fantastic because it gives a multi-pronged approach to a human being. And it helps to break that ice because we're all different, and because it'll be in one space. Men are funny creatures. It's hard to break the ice, but once it's broke, they are very loyal. They just 100% for it, and that's brilliant to see. Absolutely fantastic.
Nigel.
Well said.
What have been your experience tonight? And you mentioned that we're all different. I'm not the most practical. I'm not the most tactile. I'm not. If you give me a drill, I'm going to make a quip about getting man points and then probably break something. But you mentioned that there's other things to get involved with. Nigel, but what are the things that you like getting involved in?
What I found is that when I got there, the men's shed was still organising themselves. They were in a bit of a how can I say, bit disorganized. And so I just sat there for a while, and now I sort of started to bring the men out of the men's shed a bit, arranging little trips here and there. If it's local trips, we go and support the community by going to like the classic car show or the agricultural show and places like that. We will travel a bit further afield at some point. Get my words out. That's generally what I've been trying to do.
Yeah, and doing it very well.
When
Nigel got involved, he did sort of push it. Fantastic. This is what we need. We need guys to come along. We need them to engage at their level and then grow. See that there's a purpose to it, and it's not about a product. It's about the people. In fact, it's a funny little anecdote thing. Like our coffee table is round. Yeah, and it's a funny thing because it was just waiting there to use. We didn't go and buy it. So there is a big round table, and quite often I sort of joke, right, who's Guinevere? Who's Lancelot today? So it's a good banter. It is a good banter.
That's good, and that's what you need, depending on your life circumstances. That safe space to go to, and those that are a bit more practical than myself, Gina, we've got some examples of what the guys get up to.
Come and show us.
Okay, I would love to show you our pens. These are hand turned by the guys. Some of them, the guys have never worked with the hands before, and they'll turn one of these out with supervision to start off with in an hour.
Goodness me!
Oh, look at that! Let's have a look.
That's lovely.
They are beautiful. They're so easily. I love to show them.
And so, what materials are these then that we're looking at?
Well, this is actually an epoxy resin. These are made of, and we were actually ordering the epoxy resin blocks and then turning them down to the pen. But now we've actually started making it ourselves. So adding the colours, etc. to it.
That is remarkable, and you can do all that with you.
Yes,
we're very clever, Gina. We are.
It just needs to be brought out.
I'd love Tom to try and have a go at one of those.
Well, actually, anybody who comes into the shed, one of the first things we get them to do is to turn a pen.
Yeah,
it gives them a sense of achievement. And we've had one guy who turned up, and he was visiting just for the week, and he came in with a friend of his. And he turned a pen, and he went away absolutely delighted.
He had a massive smile.
Yeah. And it made him feel like he'd like to search out the men's shed. I think he was up in Manchester way.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
on the
Preston,
Midlands.
was it? Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So it made him feel like, he wanted to do a bit of research and maybe search out, see if he could find a men's shed suitable for himself.
And it's like, I need to point out that this isn't just, it's not just a plastic pen that with a little nibble down.
No.
This is, so you've got blocks of epoxy resin, which you've then curved using a lathe, that you span round and you put them together. And it's a twisty pen, Gina. It's not just a little lid on there.
And it actually works.
There's a mechanic.
I'm very, very impressed with that.
I am. So this is like the initiation then, the pen.
What an initiation.
Can I say that, Gina, I really am happy with your enthusiasm for the pen, and we're happy to sell you one at £15.
Tom's going to get me one for Christmas.
I have to now.
We'll give you a special offer. 18. No,
and so you start off with the pen. You've also got some larger items here, and you go even larger again, and you're looking at woodwork.
Yes. I mean,
that's just a simple coat hook.
Using wood.
But again, the guys who created this, so.
And this is made by one of the guys really who's not got a lot of I could say experience for using wood at all. He just came along and said, I want to make a couple of coat hooks, and this is what he came up with. And it's simple, but it works perfectly for what you want to do.
What was needed. That's amazing. And there's that confidence and learning new skills and learning how to use the tools as well. And as I mentioned, like my little quip there about man points, you're like, oh, I did that. I made something with my hands.
Absolutely. You put it with the pen particularly. I mean, these are all practical things. And it's like a consolidation of a lot of people turning up, using the hands. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't used them before. And these get sold and the money goes back into the man shed. Yeah. So they feel purpose. Nobody gets paid. It's all for the man shed and to build and to, hopefully connect with the community more in the future.
And then you've got this here that's been made, a little basket, is it?
It's called a trug. It's how you if you think back to the day, like, and you watch the old films, you'll see a lady in the garden carrying one of these with her flowers laid out in it, so the flowers wouldn't get damaged.
Gina, I've got a lovely romantic vision of you now.
Well, I was thinking apples, apples off the tree, and then you're going to crush them, and then you're going to make cider and things like that.
That sounds even better. Now we're talking our language.
Can we do a photo?
That's amazing. And then these are some of the ones that you could fit in the studio. But if someone wants to come up and be like, guys, I've got a project for us, you're not going to put them down. You're like, oh, let's see how we can make this work.
Yes. Ideas. Come on down and give us ideas. If you want to connect with our website or the Facebook with HaverShed, and come in. If you're a little bit shy, you're a little bit trepidatious, then just give suggestions. Just make that contact.
Amazing.
That'd be brilliant.
And you got a bit of a social coming up?
Yes, with the barbecue, and we've got a darts match in the
Greyhound.
on the 3rd at 3:00. It's your knockout, so it's not teams. So just come on down, and there's prizes as well, and the prizes are like £20 and £60.
Yeah, and that's been organised by the Greyhound. They wanted to raise money after a friend of theirs had recently committed suicide.
Yes,
and they're looking then to donate the money to somewhere which supports the men themselves.
Yeah.
And they heard of us, knew of us, and they want to do it for us. So,
which was fantastic. Incredible.
Yeah,
because they're local. Again, it's the community. And it's a pub. It's traditionally, where men go, and ladies, but you know what I mean. And yes, it'd be brilliant. Darts, a couple of pints or a coffee, and brilliant. Absolutely, we'll get some new members from there.
I was going to say it's a great opportunity, actually, if they don't want to meet for the first time. Walking into the men's shed, it's walking into the Greyhound. You're all going to be there. Get involved with the darts and find out what you're about.
That's a brilliant way of putting it.
That's the thing, Gina. Because for a lot of men. It is that taking that moment to step over the threshold into something which they don't know if they're ready for. Dave, for instance, am I okay to carry on talking?
Yeah.
Dave, for instance, has been talking to a guy, his name is Ken, at the gym, and I think he's been talking for quite some weeks. And I've got talking to him a bit as well. And we've sort of let him know about the men's shed. He did not want to step out of his comfort zone. But gradually he's come round to the way of thinking that he'll try it.
Yeah.
So now he has started coming into the men's shed a bit. He doesn't come every week, but he has started So
Yeah.
it was a big first
And
move
he's
for
getting
him.
that. He's getting that social interaction. He's getting
Absolutely.
that camaraderie.
He's a lovely guy. He is. Fair
Amazing.
dues. He's a lovely guy, and like, of course, he's more mature gentleman. So he's had life experiences.
Yeah.
As we all know, these life experiences aren't always good, and some of them stay with you. Well,
But
that's what we're there for.
Yeah, and the others can learn from that.
Absolutely,
and you share
yeah.
stories, and you find your similarities, and you find what works for you.
Yeah.
Dave, Nigel, it's been great catching up with you this morning.
Thank you.
Just
very
a reminder, so they can find you on the website and on
Yeah.
Facebook. HaverShed, you got this Wednesday darts competition.
much. It's on the 3rd at 3:00 in the Greyhound pub, Haverford
The Greyhound Haverford, and you meet on.
We meet on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays from 11 till 4. You can come and go as you please. And again on Saturdays from 11 till 2.
Yeah. And it's not a mental health service, but it's going to make you feel that sense of connection and well-being that comes along with it.
You can
It
talk
does.
about whatever you want to talk about.
There you go. Gee, you need to get Cliff down there.
Oh, he'd love it. If he had time, he'd be there. Don't you worry. I've got too much work for him at home. So
This is fair. Yeah, he doesn't need to go to the HaverShed to make something.
You only live once.
Do you have like a soundtrack of a HaverShed? You've been 2 years. Is there a song that unites you?
We haven't, but interesting one. That's a good suggestion. Thank you
No,
very
we
much.
haven't.
We'll work on it.
Yeah.
What would you say? It's
They-
Raining Men. No. No. It's a karaoke classic.
We can put that on if you want, though.
No, I don't think that's
But what would you like to hear this morning? We'll put it on for you.
All right. AC/DC,
Thunderstruck
whole lot of
or
Rosie,
something.
a lot of energy, a lot of positive.
Which one was that?
AC/DC, whole lot of Rosie.
A whole lot of Rosie. There you go.
Oh yes, rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Thank you so much for joining us here this
Thank you,
morning.
Tom. Thank you, Gina.
We're going to have a look at some what's ons, and it's nearly 9:30. So unscramble, G.
Yes, if last few minutes to get involved with that. I Spy Unscramble. Can you unscramble the letters to reveal today's answer? A £50 fuel voucher could be yours at the end of the month. And we've got another name to go into our main prize draw. So head over there right now.
Embrace every moment behind the wheel in your happy space with the MG